He's not even on the track. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're live here from, where are we? New Smyrna with the STRANGEBREW Racing Legends Series. Joining me in the booth tonight, we got Mr. Hunter Wellman.
How you doing, Mick?
Oh, we're doing great, buddy. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. Had to hurry home in time to watch these guys race around the track.
We got some newcomers in here tonight. We got Dustin Buck making his STRANGEBREW Racing Legends Series debut. Normally we see him in the ARCA Series, much bigger cars. It'll be interesting to see what he can do with these little Hornets.
He may be a rookie on Tuesday nights, but he is no slouch. He's one of the fastest on Monday nights and a force to be reckoned with.
That is true. I don't think I could count how many poles he's had on Monday night. which when I say it that way doesn't sound right.
I get what you're trying to say. He is very fast, very consistent. More times than not, you'll see him in the top 3 by the end of the night.
That is very true. I do believe Mr. Buck hails from my neck of the woods. I can't remember if he's from northern Iowa or southern Minnesota, but he is up in this area.
That is a little ways away from me. Dean Qualley trying to chase him down in practice.
Dean's got some pretty good speed, but man, that 18, I don't know if anybody's going to have anything for him tonight.
Yeah, Larson Parker, our current championship leader and one of the fastest guys out on track. Will Dustin or Dean be able to take it from him? Or will a dark horse like Tom Quiring be able to steal it?
Alright, it looks like we're going to have 2 heat races tonight. We're got them split up. First heat race on the front row, we got Mr. Dean Qualley and Dustin Buck, Larson Parker and Austin Strang on row number 2.
Well, we've got some heavy hitters in this one. First and second in the championship points. And Dustin Buck, the newcomer here, but one of the fastest on Monday nights.
Yeah, I do believe in practice, him and Dean were almost tied for their lap times.
As learning very quickly, he will be dangerous soon to come.
So you've driven these cars quite a bit. How slippery are these things on the start?
I haven't finished a race cleanly, if that's what you're asking. You really have to take care of these tires. They take forever to get warmed up, and they're very narrow compared to the ARCA car, for example, or even the mini stock, which we'll see later tonight. With how little these cars weigh, any little slip, little too much throttle, little too much brake, you'll go right into the retaining wall. You can see the drivers desperately trying to warm their tires, shaking that car back and forth. Just trying to get any little advantage. Because on these first couple laps, it will mean a lot time-wise.
Pace car's going to dip off. Green flag is in the air. The 17 and 68 going to lead us to the green flag. 68 gets a great run on that outside. We do have a question.
17.
We do have a question posed to you in chat from Mr. Tom Kring. He's like, wait, I just joined, so I might have missed something. But Hunter, why aren't you out there?
Oh, Tom, if you're watching, I did not buy New Smyrna. Oh, Dean Qualley goes around. Dean Qualley is going to go down to the apron.
No cautions in the heat races, so that's going to mess up his chances for a good starting spot for the feature.
Yeah, he'll have to climb his way through the back.
Larson Parker challenging for the lead.
He's got the inside line. Dustin's able to get some momentum on the outside. He'll clear him, but barely. Larson will look to the inside, but can't get alongside to him. Dustin still having the advantage. Larson going a little higher at the exit of that corner, gaining a little momentum going into turn 3. Looks to the inside again. Can he get it done this time? He cannot. New Smyrna is such momentum-based track. You see Larson diving down to the inside again, but he loses that momentum instantly. Dustin with the higher line, he's able to keep him off for now. But how long can he hold on? One mistake is all it takes.
And with these cars, it doesn't take much.
Definitely. Larson down low again, getting to his numbers.
Oh, Larson gets loose.
He got a little squirrely coming out of turn 2 there, and that'll give Dustin a huge lead. Larson really favoring the low line here, sacrificing some straight line speed for the corner. Dustin trying to run a midline. Larson able to close that gap pretty quickly here on Dustin. Now it is just under a car length. Larson will dive down again, getting right to that front wheel well.
He's got a good run. Buck holds on to it at the line.
What a finish. Not sure if Larson was able to just stick the throttle or if Dustin may have lost a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, you're faster than me, though.
Oh, that lap was the fastest lap of the race for Larson Parker. So he definitely brought it that time.
I don't think the top.
Yeah, Larson gave it everything he had, but he lost it by 5/100ths.
I can go faster up
Maybe
there
a little
than if I
less
go on the
than.
bottom, apparently.
Alright, heat race number 2 gridding up. So we got 3 cars on this one. We got McNitt and Trouton on the front row, and Brad Steffen starting off in P3.
A couple weeks ago, me and Kenny had one chaotic heat race, to say the least. We were 3 wide for the lead for most of it and ended up with half the field wrecking.
Oh, that's right. That was pretty cool, though.
I told Dean after we should switch the rest of the schedule to USA to get that kind of racing again. He still hasn't gotten back to me about it.
By the way, in chat, Tom says, well, you better get to buying them damn tracks.
Not so fast.
Mick announced them tonight?
Yep.
I had Dean begging me a couple weeks ago when the mini stocks came here, and now Tom. A little late for me to buy it now.
You gotta save up that milk money.
I gotta upgrade to whole milk now. Maybe get some chocolate milk. Pace car comes off for heat 2. McNitt on the inside, Trouton on the outside. Brad Steffen pushing really hard.
He pushed him all the way down the front straightaway.
I got that bump draft action going. Trouton will fall back a little bit, but he will hold on to second for the time being. He's running the higher line that we saw Dustin getting in heat 1. Will he be able to climb his way through the field with it? Still in second, has to pass the 60 car. That Thomas the Tank Engine.
Steffen in that 89 car got a little squirrely. Oh, we're gonna go 3 wide.
3 wide. Kenny on the outside with momentum. Steffen dives down low, pushes 2 cars up the track. McNitt gets squirrely. He hits Trouton. He'll fall back to third.
What a save, though. Holy cow.
Trouton in second. Brad Steffen coming out with the lead after sending it into turn 3, sending both cars high. Trouton's closing the gap ever so slightly. He has the momentum.
I think Trouton's definitely got the faster car.
It'll only be a matter of time before these two are trying to fight for the lead.
Alright, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I lost all sound. I am now, yes sir. So you lost sound too, so it's not just me? Or maybe you're running off of my audio. Oh, sorry, row number 2 is going to be Larson Parker and Kenny Trouton. Row number 3, Austin Strang and Logan McNitt. And Dean Qualley shotgun on the field tonight. I'm doing okay. I hear the cars and I hear you, and it looks like everything is working the way it should, so... Can you hear me? Oh, but I don't have any sound going for the cars going to the track. Hold on.
Good luck, Dean.
Good luck, everyone.
Oh, Larson getting into the back of Buck a little bit there. Oh! We're going to have to back that up and see what happened there. Alright, the 18 gets into the back of the 68 there. Saw some sparks flying. That was a hard whack too. Looking at that 25 car Trout, and there doesn't seem to be much heavy damage there.
flag back in the air. 6 cars now, Logan and Nitz still pairing. Dustin and Brad dive down to turns 1 and 2. Brad will take the lead away using that higher line. Dean Qualley will get into the wall a little bit. Dustin getting on the brakes a little earlier, trying to get that momentum, hammer down on the throttle a little sooner than Brad Stefane.
Here comes that 18 back.
He already made 2 positions. Austin Strang now fighting with Kenny Troughton. But Larson will dive down on the 17, trying to take that position back after an unfortunate wreck at the start of the race. He'll take it. He's now worked his way up to 3rd. He has to face against Dustin Buck and Brad Stefane if he wants to win this feature. He'll over-rotate again, get squirrely, tap the wall. That'll allow Dean Qualley, the 17, to get back on his inside. Looks like the 18 try to take it right back, though. He has the advantage going into turn 1. Dean has the shorter distance. Larson will have the momentum, though.
Kenny Troughton trying to sneak by on that high side following the 18.
This is now a 3-car battle. 2 cars on the high line, Dean Qualley on the low line.
Up front, the 89 of Stefane has taken over the lead from Buck.
He's been keeping it at 2 to 3 car lengths since he took the lead a few laps ago. Dustin will have to work to take that position back.
Larson Parker just set quick time at a 20:58.
Brad got a little squirrely in 1 and 2. That'll allow Dustin to close that gap ever so slightly. Dustin will try to get alongside, only briefly though. He'll have to fall back in line. He'll get the old bump and run on Brad into 1, try to dive down, but he doesn't have the momentum to. Brad will widen that gap out just a little bit. Dean Qualley trying to make a move on Larson Parker.
Yeah, we're only 13 laps into this one. We still got a long ways to go.
I don't know what it is about these bigger tracks, but drivers really seem to open up whenever we come around here. USA, we saw Daytona-style pack racing. Dustin Buck will turn the 89. The 89 will go down. Larson Parker will try to catch him, but the caution comes out.
Let's back that up and see if we can't get a better view to see exactly what happened.
Dustin will take a slightly lower line at the apex. He is about half a car width lower than the 89. He'll have the momentum coming up slightly. Looks like the 89.
Oh, the 89's getting loose. If Buck touched him, it was only to finish him off. He was already well past the point of saving that one.
Yeah, a heartbreaker for Brad Stefane. Gets over-rotated, tries to save it, but Dustin Buck isn't able to check up in time. He'll go down pit road. So will Brad. They'll exchange their track position for new tires.
That's going to put Dean Qualley in the lead.
Oh, we'll go figure. He always finds himself up into the lead Tuesday nights.
Bigger track. They got the time. I would take 4 tires here.
As long as they don't go a lap down, that is their main worry. If they can keep it on the lead lap, they'll have a huge tire advantage and only a couple of tenths to make up before they're at the leader's tails again. Dustin will make it out, and so will Brad. Minimal repairs for both of them if they took any.
The lights are off on the pace car already too. They're gonna have to hammer down to catch up.
Yeah, hopefully they can heat their tires up along the way. Dean Qualley able to take the lead. Kenny Troughton back up to 2nd. Austin Strain in 3rd, and Larson Parker in 4th. a huge shakeup after a couple of unfortunate cautions for our leaders. Hayes truck will pull off. I don't see Dustin or Brad. Here they come now. Dustin, I don't see Brad. We have a 5-car battle now.
No, Brad's 3 seconds back.
Unfortunate for him, just wasn't able to get out of pit road in time. These cars are all stacked up, all boxed in. Dean will dive down to the inside, get slightly ahead at the apex. Kenny with the momentum will try to clear him. He won't be able to, though. We are still side by side all the way to 5th.
Trouton's going to take
will
over the
fall back
lead.
now. Larson Parker now trying to finish Dean off, take 2nd place away and battle Kenny Trouton. That higher line is proving to be dominant. Dean will now fall back to 4th unless he can hold it against Austin Strang. Dustin Buck still biding his time in 5th. Larson will move to the inside. Does he have the momentum to make a move in 1? He'll enter high and swing down low, trying to make something work on the 25 of Kenny Trouton. He'll get loose again. Turn 2 is proving to be a very treacherous corner for Larson Parker. He'll lose momentum to the 33 and the 17. Dustin Buck now making a move for 4th. He is back in this race. Larson goes high and dives down low again, trying to get the momentum to pass Kenny Trouton on the straight. About a car length between the two. Larson will have to close it even further. He'll try to. He has the momentum. Almost bump drafting. There he goes. He bump drafts Kenny Trouton. Excuse me. Kenny up high, Larson down low.
Oh, Austin Strang has crashed. We got the yellow out on the field. See what happened with that number 33 car here.
And this close battle will get even closer as we stack them up again. A big break for Brad Stefane.
I was just thinking that he was almost 4 seconds behind. He needed that caution.
Absolutely.
See Austin down low underneath the 68 as we enter into turns 1 and 2.
It's like,
oh, there he goes. Yeah, he over rotates that car.
yeah, you can almost see it as he's entering one. Just has a little too much sideways momentum in it. Isn't able to save it, and he'll go right around.
He doesn't get anything, so no damage done to the 33. He's still going to be in this one.
Yeah, these Legend car tires are pretty durable. I wouldn't expect him to pit unless he feels it's necessary.
Speaking of pitting, I do see the 17 in the pits. He saw how those new tires worked out for the other guys.
Oh, well, Dean really didn't have too much to lose there, only a couple positions or so. And as you saw, he started at the back at the start of the feature and was able to work his way up pretty quickly. I'm guessing he'll be able to do it again, or at least that's what he expects to do by the end of this feature.
Well, these Legends cars have definitely not disappointed tonight. They've been putting on a pretty good show.
Yeah, the Legend cars have been doing pretty good all season long. For how challenging they are to drive, these drivers get real close to each other, putting everything on the line, only a couple of laps into the race.
Tom in chat says iRacing needs to factor in flat spotted tires. Yeah, because I can almost guarantee those ones on the 33 are very flat in one spot right now.
Yeah, Austin holding his brakes to avoid hitting a wall. If iRacing had flat spotted tires, he would almost have to pit, but fortunately for him, they do not. He'll be able to restart 5th. Green flag in the air, Larson with a little bit of momentum. Kenny trying to take it on the outside. Brad Stefane gives Larson a little push. Dustin Buck will swerve to the outside. Larson using that more favorable middle line compared to Kenny Troughton, trying to make a move on the
Kenny
low
has
line.
it at the line, though.
Brad Stefane will give Kenny a little push. He'll go right
Oh!
into Carson. Kenny will spin out and hit the wall. What a heartbreaker for him.
To me,
If
it
I'm not
kind of looked like
mistaken,
Kenny thought he was clear, but I don't think he was.
I don't know if he got tight or if he just tried making the move too early. By my count, that is now 3 leaders who have been taken out of this feature, or at least put to the back of the pack. See Brad Stefane give him a little push into the corner. Looks like he just isn't able to recover from it, and he'll go straight into the wall.
So familiar spot, the 18's got the lead. Dustin Buck in second, Dean Qualley in third. Yeah, Tom,
Dustin.
that's kind of what I think too.
What?
Tom's like, I think he tried getting up to block the momentum of the 18 and it just didn't work. He wasn't cleared.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, these drivers put it all on the line, even when there's still a lot of laps left. For some reason, these little bumblebees put on quite the show here.
I'm just kind of impressed with the beating that these things can take and still be competitive.
We've seen some wild wrecks here this season. These drivers are awfully stubborn, not wanting to go to pit road.
That is true.
I've been upside down, rolled over, dumped into the infield. I think I've only pitted once in this series.
All right, lights are up on the pace car. Dustin Buck's going to restart this one on the high side. We'll see if he can get that jump and keep the momentum and steal that lead away from Larson Parker.
Yeah, we'll be expecting Larson to send it into the corner, but Dustin will have the more dominant line. Will he be able to keep his momentum up and take it? We'll have to find out. The field enters turn 3, pace car ready to pull off, and we're ready to get back racing. Green flag in the air, cars in a dead heat. Larson has it by a few feet. He'll throw it into the corner, get clear for maybe a second. Oh, I am wrong. He'll get fully clear of Dustin Buck. He will take the lead back.
Dean Qualley being challenged by the 33 and the 25 for third place.
Dean, after taking those tires, already into a podium spot. Austin Strain trying to take it on the outside.
Tom,
5 cars on the outside line with 1 down low. I believe that is the 25 of Kenny Troughton.
Tom in chat says he thinks he needs to build a portable racing kit. That way he can race when he's out on the road. Oh!
Oh, and Larson gets around after contact, collects Kenny Troughton once again.
Poor Kenny.
Kenny has been beat up tonight. We'll have to go to a replay to see what happened there. I believe Larson may have over-rotated coming out of 2 again.
I don't know. I feel like he might have had a little hand in that one.
With Dustin giving him a little bump going into one, hoping to shake up his momentum. Larson already over-rotating.
Oh yeah, he was a little sideways.
Dustin will tap him in the left rear once again and send him spinning. Most of the field makes it through except for poor Kenny Troughton getting pushed by the 89.
Just nowhere to go for
89.
the 25.
You know, Brad was running so close behind, he got a little damage, but Kenny suffered the worst out of that one. Minding his own business and gets clobbered once again.
All right, when we go back green flag racing, we're going to be under 10 to go.
Dustin Buck out with the lead. Dean Qualley will start on his outside. I believe that is Austin Strain in third. Could be mistaken. No, that is Austin Strain in the 33. Brad
Yep.
Stefan in the 89 in fourth, and then at the back of the pack again. Oh, excuse me, Larson Parker will be at the back of the pack again. I don't see Kenny Trouton anywhere.
He's trying to catch up. He's almost there.
Hopefully he can make it back in time. We saw what happened to Brad Stefan earlier in the race. Was hoping for a caution to come out, which it did. Here comes the 25 of Kenny Trouton. Now we have a 6-car field once again.
Yeah, so far the only car out of this race is that 60 of McNitt.
Suffered too much damage early. Very unfortunate for him. Green flag, and we're back racing with 10 to go. Dustin with the low line, Dean with the higher line. Side by side coming out of 2. Kenny gets into the wall a little. Austin Strain goes low to avoid.
Still 2
side
by 2.
by side. Drag race to the line. Looks like Dustin will get it. Brad Stefan will try to make it 3 wide.
Ooh, Austin gets loose.
Austin
He collects it though.
He's able to save it, but he will lose a lot of... He will not save it. He spun around outside the exit of turn 2.
But no cars behind him on the field, so no caution.
Dustin Buck and now Brad Stefan fighting for the lead with Larson Parker charging very closely behind. Brad will get loose and so will Larson. He collects Kenny Trouton once again.
Poor
Kenny
Kenny.
cannot catch a break tonight. I think that's about the 7th or 8th incident for Larson Parker in turn 2, and that is also the 10 millionth time that Kenny has been collected by Larson.
Poor Kenny just minding his own business.
I really feel bad for him now. Looks like the 89 will just over-rotate. Larson Parker following so closely behind, won't be able to check up in time. Send both of those cars spinning. Dean Qualley just barely able to avoid it. Kenny will hop up onto 2 wheels, hitting the wall, stuck on top of Larson's car. Brad Stefan will spin out behind him.
Tom asks, how many times can Larson and Kenny do 360s tonight? So far, it's been quite a few.
We're going to have to count it at the end here. These guys might be able to break my record of most incident points in a race.
Yeah.
For those of you watching at home, in a 90-lap race at Darlington, I had 62 incident points after getting suspension damage and not wanting to fix it. These guys, I feel, are awfully close to hitting that. Dustin Buck will once again start on the inside. Dean Qualley on the outside. Row 2 will be Kenny Trouton and Larson Parker. After that incident, they'll still be in the second row. Not too bad for them. Third row will be Brad Stefan on the inside. And looks like Austin Strain able to get his time back after spinning outside of turn 2. He will restart 6th. Lights are off on the pace car. 1 lap to go here. The laps are winding down. It'll be a mad dash to the finish if they can keep it green. If not, we may have to go through an overtime finish.
Tom in chat says, no, Hunter, this race isn't long enough for that. He's like, you should have hit the wall one more time.
I run the 64 usually. I don't know why I didn't just stick it into turn 4 to get the number. Pace car pulls off and we are back to green flag racing. Kenny will give Dustin a push into turn 1. 2 by 2 by 2 coming out of turn 2. We're still in a little mini pack here. Dustin able to clear Dean Qualley and get to the lead. Larson will push Dean Qualley. Dean will look to the inside. He'll try to take from Dustin. He'll push up. Larson pushing Dustin Buck forward. Dean down low. He'll go back to the apron, but he won't spin it out. Larson will look to the inside of Dean. Excuse me, not Dean, Dustin. I need to stop using names and start using numbers. 25 will look to the outside of the 18, trying to use that more dominant line. The 68 will be able to get a lead, though.
White flag is in the air. This is going to
Larson
finish
getting
it.
squirrely, collects. Oh, my goodness. We have another caution.
No, we're going to keep going. They took the white flag.
Oh, maybe not. They took the white flag.
Buck, Parker, Trout, and Qualley going to hold on to 4th. What a crazy finish.
I can't believe it. With a wreck to the line, Dustin Buck in his first race will win it, leading a majority of the laps. Larson Parker will finish 2nd, Kenny Troughton in 3rd. Larson and Kenny, after wrecking so many times tonight, will find themselves on the bottom 2 steps of the podium. But it's Dustin Buck, still involved in many incidents here, taking the crown home.
What a finish. All right, we'll give these gentlemen just a minute to jump up in the booth, and we'll do some quick interviews before we get ready for our next event.
Sure, Dustin's feeling pretty happy right now, signing up for Tuesday nights and able to win his first race this season. Larson probably feeling a little dejected, getting to the lead so many times and yet falling short by 1 position. And then Kenny Troughton, his car hanging on by a literal thread after getting beat up by Larson so many times in this race, hangs on to a 3rd place finish.
So many times for Larson and Troughton. What a crazy race for those two. All right, it looks like we got our drivers up in the booth. I'm going to go ahead and grab our 3rd place finisher.
All right.
All right, bringing home that 25 and 3rd after so much contact that was none of his own doing. Kenny Troughton, welcome to the booth. You got me and Hunter up here tonight. How you doing, bud?
I feel like I need a drink and to smoke a blunt after that. That was something. I don't even know what to call it, to be honest.
After all the times you spun, you might need to see a psychiatrist for that head.
I asked him, like, does anyone else want to hit me? I'm just curious.
You got hit so many times.
Yeah. Nah, I'm just happy to come in top 3. My goal tonight was to just get an interview in. So I'm happy with where I got. The car felt, even with all the contact, I went in at like 10, 12 to go, and I got right side tires, and it said optional 7 minutes. I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna run and see what happens, I guess. Though that high side was cooking good. It's just, yeah, that was an interesting race with 6 people in it, or 7 people.
Oh, it was 6 after the first lap, so.
Logan McNick getting caught up early.
No, overall, I'm doing pretty good. We had our kid Friday morning at 12:49. So right now he's kind of just sleeping in his bouncer, chilling while I race.
So is this Mr. Kenny Jr.?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Scott.
How long until we'll see him in the Rusty Misfits Racing League?
Well, he's got less than 5 years till he's either in a mini wedge or a quarter midget. So.
All right.
Heck yeah, I got plans for that boy.
Yeah, he's gonna like racing. That's the goal. I was
Gotta take
joking with the
everyone.
wife to take him this weekend to the local asphalt track. She's like, he'll be like a week old. I'm like, and what's your point?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta get him introduced early.
Yep, take him in the pits, put him in a car, strap him up, let's go.
Gotta
Exactly.
gotta get him watching Cars in the maternity ward.
We were watching AEW in the delivery room. So
Uh,
Well, buddy, congratulations on your podium, and even a bigger congratulations on the firstborn child, sir.
thank you guys.
All right, buddy, you have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you back.
See you. See you.
all right. Second place finisher, Larson Parker. Larson, you sure took a beating in that race, didn't you?
Oh yeah, and I paid for it through the whole race.
Yeah, you and Kenny, we were counting it here up in the booth. Just about every time one of you got in an incident, the other was involved. But you were still able to make you were still able to make it a solid finish though, finishing second.
I don't know how I did that. I thought about parking it, and then I was like, well, maybe it'll be pretty good under green flag. I knew there was a little bit of steering issue under yellow, and then we restarted, went back green, and turns out I had no steering output. So every time I would turn the wheel, it would take about half a second for the car to catch up and actually turn. So it definitely made my driving style a little different at the end there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we noticed you were having a lot of trouble at a turn two there. Was that the car damage? Or was it just the latency in the wheel?
At a turn two, I think that was just driver error, but I can't say for sure because I didn't make it a whole lap without car damage, so it's really hard to tell on that one.
Don't worry, we'll go ahead and blame it on the damage for you.
Yeah, I like that idea. I'll take it.
After a couple of those hits, I didn't think you were going to be able to continue. You were able to rebound and at least maintain your points lead for tonight.
Yeah, that was the main goal altogether. I had a feeling I wasn't going to lead it. There was a few times there I knew I wasn't going to win, but I did get false hope a few times there, but I'm glad it worked out for the most part in the end.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations. We're going to go ahead and cut you loose, so we got one more interview to do before we get to our mini stock race.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys in that one. Hopefully I got some steering output for this race.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
All right.
All right, I'll see you guys.
All right, bringing home that number 68 machine in first place tonight after a hard-fought battle, Mr. Dustin Buck.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I kind of feel like I stole one from Larson there. I think he ended up with a little bit of damage, and then he was fast. I haven't run these cars in like 2 years. I just hopped in, and I kind of figured I'd have okay pace, but I wasn't expecting to win. So that was fun. After last night going out on the first lap, I'll take this. It was fun. It was something different.
Yeah, these cars, we've been having a blast with these Legends cars on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, I wish there would have been a few more people show up, but we had fun. We wrecked a bunch of shit too, so definitely, definitely, definitely some fun there. Luckily, I didn't tear my stuff up too terribly bad. I got into stuff. Was it Stefan? No, Larson. I think I got into Larson a little bit. I don't know if that was just a racing thing or if that was on me, but um,
Larson was involved in about 12 incidents tonight, so
he gets
wasn't
the Hunter Wellman 64X award.
he might if he can beat it. I haven't seen his incident count yet.
That's all right. That was fun. It was fun to race with these guys and something a little bit different. And these are fun to drive. They're the handling on these is so much different. The big cars, it kind of put me out of my element a little bit. But I think we put Larson in a complete car. It's not all messed up, and he wins that 7 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times.
Larson has been very dominant, but you were able to hand it to him tonight.
I don't think his steering wheel was where it was supposed to be going down the straightaway, so I had a little bit of help.
Yeah, he said he was having some input issues.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounded like. But
All right,
I
buddy.
had fun. I won't complain about his handling car because I had fun.
Yeah, I think all those times hitting Kenny, the steering wheel might have finally quit on him.
Yeah, he got into Kenny a lot.
Someone's gonna have to go back and count just how many times those two made contact.
Yeah,
Make a little compilation.
Fane put together a real good run there. I was getting to him. I don't know. I think if that goes green, I end up getting by him. But he was fast too. Like I said, if everybody's cars are in one piece, I don't know that I win that. But I'll take one. Pick him when you can get him.
Heck yeah. Well, congratulations, bud.
Absolutely.
We're going to go get ready for our Falcon Graphics mini stock pavement series, and we'll be back live here in about 10 minutes. So thanks for coming in and joining us, and Dustin, thanks for bringing in a new blood to the Tuesday night season.
Yeah, you guys have a good night. Maybe we'll see you in the next one.
All right, buddy, you have a good one.